Hello, everybody. So I just got off a phone call with a client of mine, and they run a very successful HVAC electrical company. And I started explaining a lot of things, and I realized I'm like, this is the difference between me, a guy who actually built, ran, and operated a $20 million business, and your best practice group coach that's never built anything and never ran anything and doesn't know really anything other than the playbook that they were given by somebody else that's probably 20 to 30 years outdated, by the way. So this conversation was, well, our gross margin is only at 30%. And I was explaining, well, we want a 60% gross margin. That's where we want to be at. So half of their money is not even hitting below the line, right? It's being sucked up in our cost of goods. So after going through the profit and loss statement, we realized, well, their material is 45%, which is very high, obviously, right? We want to be about 20% of material cost. And so then their question was, well, how do we get it below that? I said, well, we have to start monitoring the materials being used. And I said, well, who orders the equipment at your company or the material at your company? And they listed off about 6, 7 different people. And I told them, I go, well, here's what happens. If nobody is responsible, then everybody is responsible. Right? I was told that many years ago, and it's very true today. If nobody is responsible, then everybody's responsible. And if everybody's responsible, guess what? Everybody starts pointing the finger at somebody else. So we need an install manager, and the install manager will have to monitor the material. Well, how do we monitor the material? Well, when a job sells and we order material, no matter who orders the material, I don't care. But whoever creates the PO is the person in control. We can't buy anything without a PO. I hope to God at your company you can't buy anything without a PO. And the person who gives out the PO has the control. So if somebody wants to buy, let's just say $800 worth of material, we're going to plug that in and make sure that our total job material cost isn't over 20%. If it hits over 20%, red flags fly, and we're like, hey, why are we spending, let's say 30% as an example, on material for this job? There may be a legitimate reason, but there may not be. But I'll tell you what, if we don't stop it in its tracks now on this one particular job, that one will go through, then the next one, and this problem will continually happen. And then we close out a month and we have 45% material cost. Okay? So we have to catch it on every job. This is part of call-by-call management that I preach so much for those of you who follow me. It's not just my sales guys. It's not just my technicians I'm call-by-call managing. I'm call-by-call managing the entire job process, including the install. If the materials are over 20%, we stop the process. And like this customer said, it's like, well, what do we do? I mean, we got an installer standing at the wholesaler house. We got Mrs. Jones waiting for us to install her furnace, let's say, or air conditioner. We can't open it? No, you cannot buy that equipment until we figure out why that job is so expensive. Because if we don't figure it out now, we never will. And everybody better hurry up and figure out why it happened. We either undersold the job, we bought wrong equipment, we heavily discounted it, something happened. And it's not that we're necessarily going to go back to Mrs. Jones and ask her for more money, but now we know why the cost of the material is too high. And we can start watching it, and we can start training people on how not to make those mistakes over and over and over again. Okay? But again, guys, this is the thing. Real life experience of running a company. No best practice group coach is going to tell you and explain all this stuff because they've never done it. They'll just tell you your material shouldn't be more than 20 or 25%. And then it's up to you to figure out how to make that happen. And quite honestly, you probably don't know, or you don't know the best way of doing it. So if this sounds like similar problems you may be having in your company, please reach out to me. I'd love to help you. Thank you.